I'm one of the few YouTubers who actually remembers the dot-com bubble, and I see the same thing happening again. The lack of recognition that we are going into a period of time that is going to change the world. We were back in the dot-com bubble. We were still calling it the World Wide Web, and we didn't have any idea what Microsoft and Apple was going to bring to us. And then we had no idea what e-commerce was going to be or social media was going to be. And we're right back at the same place. We had a bad event. We had a coronavirus that ended up putting $9 trillion into the market in order to keep our economy afloat. And now we're taking that money out of the system, and it hurts. It's created as Jerome's raising interest rates. It's caused inflation to go higher. It's put a squeeze on people's earnings. And eventually it's going to level out and everything will be okay. And right behind it is a change in our world that is even bigger than the World Wide Web. And there isn't a recognition that this change is going to take place. And there are a couple of companies that are the leaders in technology that are going to take us down this road of artificial intelligence. Heck, what we've seen in the last several months from ChatGPT and Bard is going to change every aspect of our lives. And to not recognize that and not recognize that there are companies that are going to lead us into this is just wearing blinders. What I want to do is speak to the young people of this world, the people who have 20 years in front of them, to basically create an IRA, a Roth IRA, a tax-free retirement account that I believe if these stocks perform like they have in the past, as we went through the digital revolution with artificial intelligence, machine learning, genome sequencing, synthetic biology, these companies are going to become so much more efficient, so much more profitable. You're going to have to hold them down. And I'm sorry, but you're going to end up, if you do what I suggest you do, and if I'm right, I'm not your financial advisor, you're going to have a $29 million IRA over the next 20 years. I want to get into it. I want to prove it to you based on history and based on analysis, not only that I've done, that other people have done that I highly respect. So let's take a close look at it and see if it isn't true.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
What I'm going to show you is a spreadsheet I've created that analyzes the past performance over the last 19 years of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Google. 5 stocks, okay? And then I'm going to transpose that and give you the reasons why I think they will do at least as well as they did over the last 19 years over the next 20 years. So let's take a look at it. Okay, here's what I did. I took my Excel spreadsheet and I built the history of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Google. I started it in 2004, so it would have been right after the dot-com bubble turned around. And then I looked up to find out what their rate of return was every subsequent year through 2023. And as you can see, Apple, even with its 57% down in 2008 and 25% down in 2022, had an average rate of return of 49%. Microsoft, 17, Amazon, 32, NVIDIA, 49, and Google, at 22. Overall, an average rate of return for those 6 stocks of 34%. What I then said is if I would have added $1,000 into each one of these accounts, and since there's 6 of them, that lines up exactly with what I'm able to put aside for an IRA or a Roth IRA, I would have had $2,642,000. Now, if it's in a Roth IRA, it's totally tax-free. If, on the other hand, it's in a conventional IRA, I got a deduction each of the years for $6,000 from my income tax, but I want it in a Roth IRA. So with that in mind, I look forward and I say, how are these stocks going to do in the next 20 years? Well, we have the introduction of artificial intelligence, synthetic biology, genome sequencing, genome editing, and it's basically, I believe, going to settle the world to where we might even be able to achieve world peace because of the efficiency that this is going to create and the ability to basically remove the needs of anybody and everybody for everything. That is to say, through synthetic biology and artificial intelligence, we're going to eliminate disease. We're going to eliminate global warming. We're going to eliminate food shortages because the new technology will provide everything with what they need. Thus, we should have world peace. Now, what the next element you need to understand is how are these 6 companies going to fare relative to this change in our world? Well, they are the tech leaders, and in fact, they are the ones who are buying up the smaller companies that are going to provide us artificial intelligence. We already know that Microsoft is a leader in that with their ChatGPT, and Google is at their heels with Bard. We know that Microsoft is funding some smaller companies as well as Google in synthetic biology. They have not, none of them have actually gone into genome sequencing and genome editing, but Tim Cook has openly said that in 2036, if you'll look back at Apple, you will remember them for their changes in health care as opposed to an iPad or pods in your ears or anything of that nature. So then what I said was, okay, this is what Apple has done thus far this year. It's up 36%. Microsoft's up 28%. Amazon's up 23%. Nvidia's up 94%. And Google's up 21%. So then I said, if they just achieve what they achieved over the preceding 19 years for the next 20 years, 49%, I've taken the average, 17%, I've taken the average, 32%, 49%, and 22%. If they do that as a group, they're going to produce me $29 million. Okay, is that feasible? I believe it is. Again, because these companies are going to become so super efficient. I watched an interview today with the CEO of Airbnb, and he basically said, through the use of artificial intelligence, we are going to become so much more efficient, and we are going to grow our business with the same number of people that we have now. We will use ChatGPT to learn more about you, answer your questions on our website, and then use artificial intelligence and machine learning to know more about you so that we can determine which house in Paris fits you best. That's where this is going, where the website you go to will ask you questions, give you answers, build a profile on you, and serve you better. I'm going to do that on my website. I am going to become your financial advisor because I'm going to learn everything that I can about you, what your holdings are, what your goals and objectives are, and then use artificial intelligence to give you better answers. What I want to focus on right now, though, is this is a $29 million Roth IRA if you got 20 years in front of you. If you don't have that much time, okay, but these are the 6 stocks that I think you should buy. I'm not the only one to believe that. I want to share someone else that I respect quite highly in his analysis on these 6 stocks. Actually, he is only going to talk to you about 3 of them. He's not going to mention NVIDIA and Apple, but I believe they need to be in the equation as well. So let's get to that. A lot to take in here. We have ChatGPT. We have a number of companies that are emerging that are actually becoming support agents of these 5 stocks. And I want someone who I respect very highly, Alex, from the YouTube channel, ticker symbol U. I want you to go to his video. This is the thumbnail for it. And I want you to watch it and understand it. Then I want you to, and I'm going to put the link to that video in the description. Then I want you to read this book. I have been hammering on this for the last 2 weeks. The Genesis Machine, Our Quest to Rewrite Life in the Age of Synthetic Biology. This will blow your mind. If you only read 3 pages in it, go to page 100 and read to page 102. And you will say, I had no idea. I had no idea this was possible. They're going to tell you how NVIDIA is going to take the data of the past 40 years and through synthetic biology, put DNA on a chip that will increase its capacity by 1 million times, as well as increase its efficiency. This is going to change our world. It is going to make everything possible beyond your imagination. Whether it's the CEO of Google, who on 60 Minutes said he was only speaking of artificial intelligence. He was not speaking of synthetic biology. He made the statement, this is more important to civilization than the discovery of fire or the discovery of the telephone. This will change our world dramatically. So do not focus on interest rates. Do not focus on Jerome Powell and inflation. Focus on change. If you can identify undervalued assets as a result of coming change, you can make yourself a $20 million IRA. That's what I'm here to tell you. That's my message for you, and I want you to be a part of it. And the easiest way for you to be a part of it is like this video and then subscribe to this channel. And if you want to talk personally, come to our Discord, come to our Friday Stock Talks, and be on the cutting edge of what's going to happen in the future. I will guarantee you, I don't care who else's YouTube channel you're listening to, if they haven't mentioned 2 words, synthetic biology, they're not in tune with what's going to happen in the future. And I deplore you. Go into the description. If you are not a member of Audible, you can get a free copy of this book by hitting the link that takes you to Audible. You get a free offer, and you get your first book free. Get this book, and you will gain an advantage over every other investor in the stock market because you're going to know something they don't know. All right. That's my take for today. That's how you, if you're 22, 25, 28, and you want a $20 million IRA, you've got 5 companies to invest in. You know what they are. You know what their past history is. And if you'll watch Alex's video, you'll understand why they are going to be a part of the biggest change in our world over the next 20 years. I just hope I can live to be 98 years old so I can see this all come to fruition. And I can see you with your $20 million IRA. Talk to you again tomorrow.